I'm gonna go over tips you should know to play better in Reload. Like, to get more wins. So first is where to land. I recommend landing somewhere that, I don't know, like you can loot quickly without like too many people landing at. I think Sus Studios is usually a good spot. But on the Reload map, like there's, especially when you surf, you don't have a lot of control over where you land. But it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people going here. So that makes it a pretty good drop spot for wanting to win. Because it's just not a very appealing POI. It's just very normal. And I also recommend I only did 16 work. No, and I'd also recommend see. No, what? I swapped my shotgun 3 times. Alright, and then, so that brings me to, so when you reboot, first thing you want to do is not get in a fight. You want to gather some loot without being contested too quickly. Now, what a lot of people do, they just land on the supply drop, but way too many times you can get beamed and killed doing that. So you want to, like, loot up an area. I just want to put damage on that player in case they're real, so that they, like, don't come and shoot at me immediately. Then, for your actual guns you use, the best AR is either the Striker Burst or the Deadeye. It's just preference of which of those two you prefer. But they're the best. Like, those two are the best. Oh my god, I'm getting shot. And then, yeah. Getting shot in the back is a huge problem in this game mode. Well, not problem, a huge thing that happens all the time in this game mode. For the ARs, which of those two you prefer is mainly just preference of the Deadeye and the Striker Burst. They're both really good. I mean, I think the Deadeyes can be a little more consistent and easy to use, but the Striker Burst is also really, really good, and it's what I'm gonna use this game because it's the one that I personally prefer. But you would not go wrong if you used the other one. Like, it melts really quickly. And you want to make sure you don't over-dedicate to bots. Like, if I spend way too much energy trying to eliminate, like, players that look like bots, like these 2 bots you're fighting. That one over there was real, so I made sure, like, I realized one of the players that rushed in was real. That guy got third partied and left. And I don't want to stick here too long. I want shockwaves too. You want shockwaves and cover in 0 build, because cover items are really helpful. And then you also need movement items to escape a fight. So. Bro, he just, like, he perfectly hit my crash pad. Alright. Then you want to immediately push damage that you get on players. Now he's dead. So you want to the moment you get damage on players, you need to immediately push the fight. Because that will basically put as much pressure on them as possible. And you want them to pressure them into basically not knowing what to do. So you want to not carry minis. You don't want to take 50-50 fights. So I want to always have damage on the player before you fight them. Now I don't know what is going on here. I got 60 damage on them. Not the most. Well, now there's a player behind me. I think they're real. Yeah, I think they were real, but their shots just weren't landing. And of course, using the wing, if you're gonna use the wingsuit at all, you want to be very careful with it. I just wanted to make sure. Drum gun user. Again. Now, there's the Deadeye is really good. He was really lost. I don't know if they were trying to play if they were intentionally lost. Alright, that was a really messy fight because neither of us had any opening damage on each other. And it was just 50-50 fight for who would win. And I managed to win that one because he ran into me. He ran into me while I was holding a right shoulder peek. Like, I was holding right shoulder on him, so I was able to land a pump shot to start the fight off. But that is not a kind of fight that I want to take, and, like, it usually results in a lot of damage and taking a lot of damage. And llamas are really good. They give a ton of loot. But, like, they can give shockwaves. It doesn't seem like it did it this time. I don't know why I did that, but now you want to be the first person into zone each time. I want to be the first one to zone, and I want to third party as many fights as possible. Because the more fights you third party means the less people you have to deal with endgame. Alright, I just ran around the tree trying to hold peek on him as he kind of just did the same thing to me. But I had a sentinel pump and he had a tac shotgun. So my shotguns naturally hit harder than his, which allowed me to put on more damage than him and win the fight. Now, I always want to be topped off at full HP, but you don't want to heal in, like, a way where you can easily get beamed. Like, when you're healing, you don't want to be able to easily get beamed. And when you're out in the open, you also want to usually move with your movement out. Now, this is bad. Then if he tries to push me, I want to look back and do as much damage to him. 60 is not very much. Now I can see that he's trying to shoot out my cover. I want to move back and alright, nice. Now that is an example of pushing, of how important pushing your damage is. Because he didn't immediately push me when he got his little bit of damage on me. But then I just kept resetting the fight and eventually... Alright, now I want this item back. I want a wingsuit back just to rotate the zone. I'd rather hold the crash pads than a wingsuit. But I just wanted to use this to rotate into zone here. And then hold this bridge too. Because I don't see anyone on this bridge. I can hold it. I can look back at anyone rotating into zone. And because I kind of have a high grounded zone, except for people who are underneath me. I'm really bad if there's anyone underneath me. Alright, now. GG's. Alright, we got a better burst. That's nice, but it's not huge. It's nice that I got a better burst. But like, it doesn't matter that much. Like, my burst rarity does not matter much to me. Unless I get it in Mythic, it doesn't matter. Like, only matters if I got it in Mythic. Then I'm really happy. I saw that guy in the tree. Although... the burst is not good at shooting people out of the air. Deadeye is much more is much more consistent about landing air shots than the burst. Come on. This tree does not have a lot of health. So I do have to be aware of that. I think I did like 120 damage to him at least. It's not enough for me to want to push, because I know if I just push him, I will probably immediately get third partied, which I don't want to happen. I just want to put on as much damage at long range and make those two get into a messy fight. Now they both did stuff. Now he's right behind me. I'm not sure what I want to do. But I'm going to go into this bush now because I don't want to be too close to him. One of them is over there in that bunker. The other guy's behind me, I think. It's like, I think he's in the tree actually. And he died to fall damage. Now it's a 1v1. I'm just going to mark where next zone is. So that's where I gotta go next. I don't... Oh my... Okay. That is bad. He got beams on me. Now instead of just healing, I want to just do damage back. Alright, he's right there. Cracked him. I cracked him. Let's go! Alright, but in that last fight, he got good damage on me, and instead of myself looking to heal, I went back and basically just tried to keep doing damage to him. And then eventually he just began to panic with shockwaves, and I was able to just eliminate him because, yeah. After he did the damage to me, I wanted to, like, I turned back and looked at him because he was, like, holding his shotguns out looking at me, and I was able to put on a lot of damage and crack him. And by then, I kind of just started chasing him to try to win the fight off of that. So, GG's to him. He didn't, like, he got, instead of, like, if he would have pushed the damage, the 100 damage or so he got on me at first, like, he could have probably won the game, but since he didn't push me immediately, he allowed me to, like, reset the fight and kill him. So, yeah.